special edition of Signatures and Finisher Podcast. I'm your host, DS Wall. And you got to excuse me here. We got little technical issues here with Riverside. I don't know what's going on with Riverside today. They doing a whole bunch of stuff that's causing a lot of issues. Like there is no countdown. I mean, I was about to take a swig of water and it was already got two, so I couldn't get the swig of water. But who cares? Because on today's show, we got a special guest
Yep.
that's going to be the show because myself and their WJ don't matter because we take this guest, then me and WJ like way down there.
Not even on camera no more.
Nope. Join us today is the original Double J
It's true.
because her
Hey.
name is Jessica Jordan. She's the
Now you
newest
went
member
home.
of the family, and she's gonna be probably the biggest wrestling fan between me, her uncle, and her dad. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies, I give you Double J, aka Jessica Jordan.
Yes, sir. She's pretty content right now. Hopefully she falls
I
asleep.
see, I see. She got a pacifier in her mouth. She's a little fussy. Kind of remind me of someone I know.
I only get fussy sometimes.
Ah, sometimes, when you go through a lot of things in life, you think of the simple times in life. But then when you get blessed with a beautiful baby, it just makes everything around you doesn't matter during that time, during their present, because it's so innocent, so beautiful. And all they want to do is laugh, cry, poop, and suck on the
Is that you?
pacifier.
Is that you? She's going to town on that pacifier.
Oh, heck yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And she's on social media right now. So I'm just enjoying this moment because whatever topic we had to talk about, it doesn't even matter. And the topic we're going to talk about is the love of wrestling from a fan's point of view. I don't need to talk about it because this right here is priceless moment. Father and daughter
Yeah. Well, I
and
said I'd have her
uncle.
on the last one, and we just kind of wrapped up the show. And I was like, I didn't do
Yeah,
it. So
yeah. Father and daughter.
she's hanging out with me for a bit.
Yeah, yeah. And Uncle here who got tears in his eyes, tears of joy.
So last night, love of wrestling. What'd you think?
Last night was difficult.
That's fair.
It was difficult because with everything's coming out with the change of the scripts and things, the road to WrestleMania is gonna be like last year. It's gonna be really rough. But I had
It
to
already
find
is
a
really
positive.
rough.
I had to find a positive out of this whole thing. And my
Javon Evans
positive
is getting a
is,
push.
hmm,
Javon Evans is getting a push.
yes, that I do. I am happy with that. I am happy that he didn't pin Gunther. Still made it strong, but Gunther still lost. What I'm
Well, the
happy
problem
is
with putting Gunther in that match,
he would have to
Gu-
win.
he would have to win. That's the whole thing. Is if you have no intention of him winning, don't even put him like I wouldn't
Right,
even have him in the triple threat match.
right,
I would have had him locked up in another feud where he's too busy to get involved in something like that. So I'm
right.
happy Javon Evans won. I know he's not going to win the elimination chamber. It's
No,
still way too early, but
it's the moment that he's going to provide in the elimination chamber that has got everybody talking,
yeah.
and unfortunately that's
Well, and
how it
that's 100% why he's going to be in the match.
is.
Is
Yeah,
just get some views.
yeah. I would not be surprised if he do something on top of the elimination chamber. That might happen, but I mean, for a young guy, he is a good wrestler. I'm not
Did you
going to
see
take
Kevin
anything away
Nash's
from him.
comments
Young
about him?
OG. Hmm?
Did you see Kevin Nash's comments about him?
Know what he say?
Oh, I like him. Boy, is he athletic, but he's a little too Bojangles for me. I wish he was a little more urban. And I'm like, oh my God,
Oh,
you got to stop. Like,
the Bojangles, yeah. So basically, he want to be more black. That's what he trying to say.
yeah, that
It- it-
you can look it up. I read it. I think it was on Saturday. He's a little too
okay, but here's the
Bojangles. I wish
problem.
he was more urban. Oh, oh, oh.
But here's the problem. He doesn't have control over his own gimmick.
No.
So basically, he's telling his one of his closest friends, "Hey, to make him more himself, make him more black."
Yeah,
And that's
like
yeah.
I wish he was
I
more
don't
urban, and I'm like, seriously? Like,
I don't know if Triple H can make him more black. Unless they will give him
like
creative control, I don't see it. Unless Javon Evans gonna go kick down the door in the writers' room and tell Paul Heyman the crew, "Hey, I need some edge for this."
I
Other than that,
the only
man,
critique, I mean, I could see like you didn't see the full comment, but basically it was he's too Bojangles. He needs to. I wish he was more urban, but boy is he athletic. He punches good. He swings good, but basically like he doesn't have an edge. Like he's just too happy go lucky.
right? I
And
think we all see
I
that.
could kind of see that to a certain like he's just happy to be there, which he's a lot like Kofi Kingston. And if there was one critique, I would say try and get away from being the happy go lucky so much that you're just basically Kofi Kingston 2.0.
I
Not that
mean,
that's a bad thing. I mean, Kofi was a world champ for a summer, so
yeah, it's not a bad thing, but also Kofi Kingston would talk about three different languages before they finally, hey, we're gonna stick with this one.
yeah, that didn't help. Him and poor Apollo Cruz, man.
Yeah, yeah. But I am happy to see Javon Evans getting a push. I am the one I was getting to is the one you always been talking about. And Bronson Reed actually looks like a part of a main eventer. It looks like he stepped up
They
in the
have to.
vision. Yeah, he has to, but you see how he's been presented right now. You see
Mhm.
how he changes his attire and he's talking, and now he wants to go at the masked man. And I did see this one though. They don't want to see Seth Rollins versus Bronson Reed no more. I guess because we already seen that already, and I agree with that. But Bronson Reed just he's like how they say in wrestling. Oh, he's going for the brass ring. He's taking the brass ring. He's taking full leadership of the vision.
As he should. I mean, with the way they were trying to build Braun Breaker, that he was this elite next Brock Lesnar, you don't have a young guy leading a group like that. Like when Wade Barrett did it with the Nexus, it was yeah, Wade Barrett was the leader, but it was about the group. This they were trying to make it Braun Breaker that just has a couple guys behind him. Yeah, they'd say the vision, but it was more about everything was Braun Breaker, and then everybody else just came next. The Nexus, it was about the Nexus. It was about the group as a whole. They were trying to make it Braun Breaker plus these group of guys behind him. Now with Bronson Reed, they have a chance to actually let him lead a group, which
And
is the way it should be.
which was a mistake because Bronson Reed and Brian Breaker they kind of go hand in hand when they first came, the
Yeah.
vision, and you can tell how both guys support each other. So I don't think Bronson Reed you should they should have never put him out of supporting cast to the back of the line type thing. I mean, we talking about a guy who took out Roman, he took out LA Knight.
I'm gonna take care of baby real quick. Just keep going.
Oh,
We
fussy baby, fussy baby, take care of my niece, take care of my niece. Anyhow, Bronson Reed being the side chick was never going should have never happened. I mean, Bronson Reed is making a Barker making his name himself. I mean, Bronson Reed deserved to be in the main event, not the main event WrestleMania right now, but being the main event card. As we seen last night, like I was telling Double J, it looks like he's taking the reins of being the leader of the division, and I like it. And not only now I like it, we could potentially see Bronson Reed, even though it's for the tag team titles, be a champion in the WWE, something that should happen a long time ago. I like the fact that Bronson Reed is stepping up in the absence of Braun Breaker. And it's not just him. We also see Austin Theory is stepping up. Logan Paul is always going to be Logan Paul. And we all know Logan Paul is going to be a future World Heavyweight Champion. So we see him as well stepping up. But other than that, Raw was okay. It was a hard watch for a minute, but Raw was okay. I just kind of feel that it's just the same Raw we've seen time and time again. Nothing new, unless you want to talk about how we seen a crate in the back, and that says WWE do not open until February 28th, 2026. I mean, that was the only thing that was saying about Raw because now we can play the guessing game who's in the crate. And as my esteemed tag team partner comes back, I can't hear 2 words he's saying because he's on mute.
Forgot to unmute myself.
Yeah.
It's the crazy turkey thing that they did from Survivor Series all those years ago. I forgot his name.
You sure? You sure? Because
it's the Easter Bunny.
I was thinking it was going to be Benny the Bull because it's going to be in Alien Chambers in Chicago.
They're not going to beat up Benny.
Oh, come on, man. I mean,
they're not going to beat up Benny.
Why not? Benny's
one of the better mascots.
Yeah, but Benny can hold his own.
I'm sure he can
hold his own. So we cannot discredit Benny.
Or look up what the turkey's name was.
The Goblin Turkey.
Is that it?
I think so. Or is it Goobo?
Gobbledygooker. That's what it was.
Gobbledygooker. It could, but Thanksgiving's not even here anymore.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's the Easter Bunny. Well, is Easter it's early this year or is it late?
I think it's early.
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
But also,
Raw wasn't bad. It also wasn't good. It was just there, which seems to be the typical Raw. It's just there.
Yeah, I mean, but still, it was kind of like a little bit of a hard watch for a minute there. So,
well, it's because you can tell they're pivoting. That's the problem.
Yeah,
it's just like last year with the whole Cody thing. Like they can say, "Oh, we planned for it." No, you didn't. Everybody knows you didn't plan for it. I don't care how many episodes of Unreal you want to film, because Unreal's not real either. Like they pivoted to that. It was evident that they had to pivot. That's what they're doing now. Like Jevon Evans being in the Elimination Chamber, doubt he was going to be in it. But now they're trying to sell tickets, put somebody in there that's going to do a couple high spots. You got yourself something.
Yeah.
And I don't have a problem with it. Jevon Evans is super entertaining. I think he's going to be great. I would like to see him put on like 20 pounds of muscle. I said the same thing about Edge when Edge first debuted all those years ago. If Edge just packs on just a little bit of weight, little bit of muscle, he would have that Vince McMahon appeal. Because he had the height, he had the length, he had everything. The only thing is he was just a beanpole. But look what happened. He went the rated R route. He gained a little bit of weight, just a little bit, and he kind of filled out a little bit, gets the heavyweight title.
Yeah. Sky's limit for Jevon Evans. It is.
Well, it's like Swerve Strickland.
Especially when he get the approval from The Undertaker.
Yeah. Well, I forget. It was a couple months ago when I was watching, but Swerve Strickland was talking about, it might have been Jevon Evans, I think. And they were comparing, like, he's Swerve Strickland 2.0. And I'm like, Swerve Strickland a few years ago, yes. Swerve Strickland now, no.
So wait, hold on, wait a minute. Before you continue, we talking about Swerve Strickland when he was in the WWE?
Like even pre-WWE, like when he was more athletic, more high flying, where now he's a little more grounded, a little more, not powerhouse, but just a little more Matt style, where years ago he was more aerial, more big jumps. That's how, and he was talking, he's like, I have no problem with people saying that he's like me. He's like, he's a better version of me. Everybody that comes after me should be a better version of me. And that's kind of what, I don't compare him so much to Swerve. It's more of Kofi. And he is a more entertaining Kofi Kingston because he does things that Kofi just doesn't do.
he's more athletic version of
Hmm.
Kofi Kingston. And that's why I said like when Javon Evans get in the Royal Rumble, I know he's in this year, but from years to come, we're gonna see more of his athleticism. Like we seen Kofi, like when Kofi almost got eliminated and he landed on the barricade.
Well, that was his whole shtick, yeah, of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
almost eliminated crazy things.
yeah. And Javon Evans, like you said, kind of fits that realm,
Mhm.
and he can do that same thing. But I also kind of see that little Swerve Strickland. The only thing that's difference between him and Swerve is that Swerve got that mean streak. Swerve developed that mean streak.
Well, and that's what I
Uh,
think. Javon Evans, they need to put that into his character at some point. Like maybe he
yeah,
gets beat up too often or something, but they've got to do something to give him an edge.
yeah. And right now, I think they're gonna keep him as is, but as time goes,
Yeah,
when he
right
once he
now
get,
they
he's
look
just
at it
happy
from
to
a
be
money
there.
perspective.
Yeah,
He just has to
yeah,
be there and do what he does to put butts in seats. That's it.
right.
They're not looking for long-term plans. They're not looking right now it's we need to fill these seats up. Our 25% discount with Allegiant didn't work either. What can we do to put people in the
Yeah.
seats?
Oh, and he's going to
So,
get a WrestleMania match.
oh,
That's
he's
100%.
100%.
Yeah. And
But
the
looking
one
at some of the
thing,
matches there I read yesterday they're talking about LA Knight versus Brock Lesnar. Like
yeah,
I don't have
yeah.
a problem with either one of those guys. I love Brock, always have. I have no problem with LA Knight. I kind of like LA Knight.
I
He is a
just,
little too much of the Rock for me in his promos. He's got to do something to differentiate himself. Um, but does anybody want to see LA Knight versus Brock Lesnar?
no, but this is what they're banking on. This is how they're going to start it. You know, LA Knight was him and Cody Rhodes eliminated Brock Lesnar
Hmm.
during Jay Uso entrance doing the yeet. And we kind of caught a glimpse of them eliminating Brock. Now we don't want to see Brock and Cody because we've seen that like three times already. And
Yeah.
that was not a good program. So
Uh-uh. That was them
you
forcing Cody to go over constantly, and it's irritating when
right,
they do that.
right. So if you're not going to give Brock and Oba, if you're not going to give us that match, I guess they're going
I
to
don't
do
know how
the.
they're not doing Brock and Gunther.
I think they're going to save that one.
Like that one, that's the type of match right there. You need to build Gunther up as a threat. You need to have that match go where they beat the hell out of each other into a 10 count, where they both just can't keep going on. That's going to build Gunther up as a credible threat. Brock's not taking a loss. So, because that's the biggest thing that irritates me the most. When they bring Brock back, it's all this hype. Oh, Brock's, the beast incarnate, blah, 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 all this stuff. And then he loses the entire program. And it's like, oh, but now he's back and he's a monster again. Like him coming back and destroying Cena didn't accomplish anything. The only thing it did was, hey, Brock hasn't lost the last like 9 matches in a row that he's been in. That's it. But having him fight Gunther to like a no decision 10 count would go a long way in helping Gunther legitimize himself as like a badass, which ultimately is what you're trying to accomplish.
But yeah, but if you look at it though, if that happens, I mean, they got to put Gunther over. They're not trying to protect Brock because they want to use
No,
Brock
they don't
against
need to
people.
put Gunther over by beating
Oh,
Brock.
I know that. Trust me, I know that. But the thing is, though, if they want to make Gunther this dominant heel, the badass on in the
Well,
WWE,
and that's the problem. You have to make them look dominant, and it's kind of the problem that they built with Brock and Roman Reigns. They made them look so dominant that it wasn't fathomable for anybody to beat them. That's why I'm saying instead of it being a flat out loss that Gunther chokes out Brock, they just need to beat the hell out of each other to a standing 10 count where neither of them can get up. That would legitimize Gunther to make him look like a threat. Brock's not taking a loss. And then you could run it back later. You could do a SummerSlam if you needed to, and then have Gunther actually get the win.
mm-hmm.
But
Eh,
that's how you long term story tell. Like, not to, put a job application out there for WWE, but if you need me to do the job since you're spinning your wheels so hard, just let me do it.
yeah. Uh, Side note, that's one of the reasons why I did not like the Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar feud because in the beginning you had Brock dominating Roman, like he beat Roman like what about 7, 8 times,
Hmm.
and then once Roman got to that point where all right, we're going to make him a dominant champion, and he had Brock, and he beat Brock by like 7, 8, 9 times. It was like, to me, it was unbelievable. I can't believe it because I seen Brock beat him 8 times, dominated him, and you telling me that you're gonna reverse that and have Roman do the same thing?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, make it make sense.
Yep.
And at least when Brock did it, it was believable. Like, yeah, Brock can do this. I mean, we seen him do this, so yeah, it was believable for me. But Roman being this much, but Roman beating him this many times, I can understand 2, 3 times, but eight, nine
Well, that
times.
was the problem with Vince McMahon is when Vince McMahon picks his guy, he goes balls to the wall with that guy. That guy, I mean, look at Austin. Before Austin's body got so banged up that he just couldn't go anymore, Austin couldn't lose. Like, he couldn't. Hogan, that was his guy. Like, there was a big, long gap. Shawn Michaels would have been that guy that didn't lose, but his back went out and he was gone for 4 years. So you go back to Hogan. Hogan basically couldn't lose unless Hogan thought me losing would make me more money. So Ultimate Warrior is going to make me money, so I'm willing to lose. But he did the same thing with Roman. He shoved Roman down everybody's throats, and then it's like, okay, well, I don't have any other stars but Roman, so I just got to keep pushing Roman until the fans don't want to cheer for him anymore. I mean, look at Hulk Hogan in 1991-92. Like, nobody was cheering for him anymore. People were over it because you knew what to expect. The excitement of like watching wrestling was gone because Hogan's going to come out, Hogan's going to win, and that's going to be it. And that's how it was with Roman. Oh, Roman's not going to win this match clean. The Usos are going to come out and get him disqualified, or the Usos are going to hit Kevin Owens with something, and then Roman's going to hit the Superman punch and a spear, and the match is going to be over. Like, you could tell the outcome of the match before it even started.
Yeah.
And the next fear is that that's going to be Brock Lesnar, Braun Breaker. But he's going to be out for a pretty decent amount of time, so this could alter their plans. And if Bronson Reed or one of these other guys picks up enough steam, they're going to run with whoever has the hot hand. It's like that thing in football, like Tom Brady. Do you keep running with Tom Brady, or do you go back to Drew?
God,
And that was the whole debate. Like, do you go back to the original starter, or do you run with the guy that kept us going? Well, go with the guy that kept us going. Same thing with Brock Purdy a few years ago. So, I mean, if one of these guys, if Bronson Reed or one of them can really pick up enough steam, it might derail the Braun Breaker plans, and I wouldn't be against it.
yeah, I wouldn't be against it either. It's just that I don't want to see. I just don't want to see the one guy get beat so many times, and then finally, uh, he beats him, but then he beats him by like 7, 8 times. It just, to me, that's not good creative, and I don't want to see that.
Yeah, but look at who runs creative.
Yeah, I know. That's a problem.
I really don't think he's going to make it throughout the year.
Nobody believes he's going to make it throughout the year, and he hasn't given us a reason why he's going to make it throughout the
Well, I
year.
was
And he
calling it
has,
last year that I didn't think he was going to make it throughout the
yeah,
year.
I don't think wrestling fans expect him to make it throughout the year. And by the way, what is your love of wrestling from a fan standpoint? What is your love of wrestling? That's why I'm asking everybody, because everybody got different point of view for their love of wrestling. Whether you got turned on to wrestling by your father or your brother or family, other family members, or you love wrestling because of the storylines, or you love wrestling just because you just love wrestling. So I want to know, everybody, what's y'all love of wrestling from y'all point of view, because everybody got different point of views for it.
I think mine was just I caught it on TV at a young age and just stuck because my grandparents didn't watch it. My dad couldn't stand it. Still can't stand it. And it was just I think it was just I caught Saturday Superstars one morning and like my other cousins and stuff that I was always around at the time, they watched it too. So like we were always just, imitating like Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan and all those guys, but there wasn't like a sticking point like, oh, I watched it with my dad or anything. It was like my family actually hated it. It was more of I just kind of found it on my own and just stuck with it.
Oh, that's what's up. I think I started watching with my dad, and again, my dad took us to live event shows. When I mean us, so me and my brother. Like I said, I told this numerous times. I seen Hulk Hogan in the back of Joe's ring, sitting in a mini station wagon. Excuse me. It was kind of odd to see this big tall guy sitting in a station wagon. The station wagon guy was sitting low.
I vaguely remember it, but I don't know if it's I'm actually remembering it or I've been told the story so many times that my brain has just kind of put it together. But apparently, not apparently, we were at the airport to pick up my aunt and uncle right before WrestleMania 3 started when Andre and Hulk Hogan were in the airport. So apparently there's a picture with me and Hogan and me and Andre, and apparently Hulk Hogan made me cry. So I've been told there's pictures of it. I don't know. I haven't seen them, but it's one of those things. I think I remember something like that, but it's like I don't know if I'm remembering it because I've been told it's happened so many times that my brain's just kind of put it together. But I've been told by numerous family members that it was me and a couple of my cousins were all up there to pick up my aunt and uncle, and I was like 3.
Mm. I went to WrestleMania 3, and from I remember, I had a heck of a good time. It was a lot of fun. I think it was over 80,000 people there. I think that's still one of the largest WrestleManias of all time, or these
According to
still the largest.
WWE, it's like 112,000. Thank you very much. Even though the Silver Dome doesn't hold 112,000 people.
Yeah. So like I said, over eight. That's why I say over 80,000 people.
The people I've looked at a couple things over the years, and the people that like analyze stadium attendance because WWE is known for vastly inflating their numbers,
Yes.
and they're oh well, it's folding seats. No, no, it's not. The most accurate I think I've seen is a couple different people have said it was between like 88,000 and 91,000 that were in the Silver Dome.
Yeah. It was packed. I mean, look,
Oh yeah.
it was. From my point of view, I don't remember if there were any empty seats. I don't think they were. If they
Well, I
were,
mean,
you couldn't see it.
even now, if you go back and think of all the WrestleMania matches, all the SummerSlam matches, has there really been a bigger match than Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant at that time of their careers?
No,
Like, I know
no,
WWE's tried to make it sound like, oh, this is the biggest match. No. Cody versus Roman is nowhere near Hulk Hogan versus Andre.
no. And we make it so funny about because it's WWE. I said this numerous of times. Before that match, Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant fought numerous of times in a singles
Yeah.
match. It's
In
just that
Japan,
it
they
was the
wrestled
biggest,
all the time.
right? It's just that this was the biggest match in North America and
Hmm.
the biggest match that you will see on pay-per-view.
Yeah. And
And
Andre the Giant did interviews. To him, his bigger rival was Big John Studd than it was Hulk Hogan because he wrestled
yes,
Big
that's
John
true.
Studd all the time in Puerto Rico and Japan.
Yeah. And to me, it was kind of like a circus act because it was kind of the way they promote is like Hulk Hogan versus the Eight Wonder Andre the Giant. Come see Hulk Hogan slam Andre the Giant. That's what it was all about. It wasn't
Hmm.
about Hulk Hogan beating Andre. It was about watch Hulk Hogan slam Andre the Giant. And as a little side note, Hulk Hogan did it more than once.
Hmm.
It's just that we seen it on pay per view. They fought a house show. They, like you said, they fought in New Japan. They fought a lot in the territories. Hulk Hogan has body slam under the Giant numerous times.
Well, a lot of guys had slammed him at that point, but
Yeah,
87 is when his body started breaking down. Well, it might
yeah,
have been 86, but like that's when he started getting. If you notice, when he would come to the ring, he had like the limp. His hips were starting to give out. His knees were starting to give out. So picking Andre up and slamming him was like a big no no because it was going to be too hard for him to get off the mat. That's why if you do watch when he gets slammed around that time and a little bit after, you'd always have to slam him by the ropes so that he could grab the ropes to pull himself up. Where earlier on, he was getting slammed all the time. Big John Studd, Kamala, guys like that were slamming him all the time because he could get up no problem. But when his body started to give out, that's why it was a big deal of Hogan slamming him. Because at that point, it was like a no no that anybody could slam him anymore.
hmm that's true. Let me give you everybody a little insight because I never said this to anybody on podcast on live, but I said this to someone long time ago. NBA basketball, wrestling, Michigan athletics, Detroit Tigers, football. That's how I grew up. That's that was in that order. Football was on, but I really didn't pay attention to it because it I mean, the Lions were okay. They weren't bad. They was okay. We talking about during the run and shoot era. Was it Billy Sanders? They were okay. Um, Basketball was number one because we went. My brother and my dad played basketball. Went to a lot of Piston games. My dad played basketball for UAW. My brother played in name. I don't think he ever stopped playing basketball. Um, Michigan Athletics because we love Michigan. We's all Michigan fans. I mean, my dad had a Michigan shirt. I was a huge Michigan fan. My brother was a Michigan fan. Quiet Skip. I think my brother also had like a. I, I think he also liked the Michigan State. He just didn't want to admit it.
Well, late '80s, early '90s was a good time.
Yeah, it was. It was. And back in the late '80s, that's when like the Michigan Wolverines won the NCAA championship. Back in those days, making that run. Who else? The football team was what always going to the Rose Bowl. If it
Oh,
wasn't,
there we go.
um, I can't remember any other team during the '80s who's going to the Rose Bowl more than Michigan was.
Well, that's what I was saying. For you to have the Michigan, it's '80s and early '90s was a good time for Michigan. Period. I mean, you had the Brian Greasy years. You had the Fab Five for basketball. You went into Charles Woodson from there. Like you had a lot of good Michigan sports going on at the time. So it was easy to be a Michigan fan. Plus, like you said, the Rose Bowl was. It seemed when I was growing up, it seemed like it was Michigan and Washington every year in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, and baseball because look, my dad he coached softball, and my brother played baseball, so I always had to go to the games. I remember we just sitting in the car on the way home, listening to Ernie Hartwell calling the baseball games. I remember one time my dad was coaching, and I sat in the car and listened to the Tigers and the Blue Jays on the radio, and just hear Ernie Hartwell describe the game, the scenery, and everything. Man, that's how I grew up. But the reason why wrestling was number two for me because when I watched wrestling, it was one of those things for me where
Just because you brought
wait a minute, Ernie Hartwell.
his name up, there you go. Dug him out a couple days ago. Oh, not the
All
black
right.
there. But yeah, that was his final. Oh, you
That was his final
stupid
call,
thing.
right?
But yeah, that was the final call right before he
Yeah.
retired in '91. So it's a post. It's there's actually six of them here, but it's the poster of the Free Press of him making his final call when he
Yeah.
retired.
Reason why wrestling was number two is because I loved it. I mean, even I was so passionate about it. I mean, like I couldn't wait for Saturday Night's main event. I couldn't wait to see superstars. I just couldn't wait to watch it. And even though back then it wasn't no Raw, it wasn't no SmackDown, it wasn't none of that. Because when I was on Saturday mornings, I was watching wrestling. If I wasn't watching Hulk Hogan's Hulk Hogan's cartoon,
Rock
uh,
was it rockin' wrestling?
Rock and Roll Wrestling, whatever it was.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was watching Superstar. I was watching that and eating ice cream. Even in the damn wintertime, eating eating the Hulk Hogan ice
ice cream
cream.
sandwiches.
Yeah. And I was so passionate about it. I mean, I loved it. I mean, I couldn't wait. I mean, I had the weight bench. Only kid in my neighborhood who had the weight bench. Man, I
There
love
you go.
everything about wrestling. The only reason why it wasn't number one in my life because basketball was in my household. I was passionate about the Pistons. I just watched the Pistons, Atlanta Hawks, like the Pontiac Silverdome. I just tried to stay up and watch the tape delay of the NBA final, the Lakers and the Celtics. I had the Lakers gear. Magic Johnson and Isaiah Thomas, my favorite players back in those days. I was a huge Laker fan because I love Showtime. I don't know about this Lakers squad, but that's one other day, not time. Um, I had the Converse. I had Piston gear. I had Lakers gear. I had NBA gear. And now when I go to bed at night, all I dream about was basketball, wrestling. Those are two important things in my life at that young age. So those two, and the other sports I named, I liked them. I watched them, but this was my passion. I mean, at that young age, I didn't understand script and storylines in wrestling. I was just watching my favorite wrestlers going
Hmm.
at it, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I remember when I was little, I would be mad if Macho Man wasn't on Superstars in the morning. You get like DiBiase and Virgil and like Jake the Snake and all those guys, but if like Macho Man wasn't on there, I'd be mad. I'd be like, he wasn't even on the show. You can give me Hulk Hogan 100 times over again. It's not Macho Man.
Yeah, I mean, look, I remember when Hulk Hogan lost to, I want to say, was it the Ultimate Warrior?
Yeah, he
Yeah, it
lost the Warrior.
was. I went to bed and I cried to sleep.
I've
I was
never
a
cried
kid.
over pro wrestling. I can safely say that.
I told you, man, I was that type of fan. I cried because I was at that time in my life, I was a Hulk Hogan fan. And at that
Yep.
time, I thought Hulk Hogan was going to be a champion forever. But then as I got older, when I rewatched the match and I understand wrestling, I understand what they were doing. Oh, okay, cool. It's no big thing. You know, Hogan lost. Ultimate Warrior's gonna be this new guy now, and this is all about money and storyline. All right, cool, no problem. But that was my passion for wrestling. That was my love for wrestling from a fan's point of view.
That's fair.
Hey, what did you think about the? And I'm gonna say this, but I like it. I'm gonna say this because I know everybody gonna think it's kind of foolish. I can't pronounce the name when I'm messing it up. Uh, El Grande Americano and the original El Grande Americano. I think that's gonna be turned out to something good.
It'll be good. I was actually thinking about it a couple days ago, and I was like, they need to. It's obviously going to be a little bit different than the original Americano,
He paused up again. Damn, he has something good to say. Actually, if he'd have kept Jessica Jordan on the show, he wouldn't get frozen up like this. See, that's what happens when you take the star of the show off the show. You get frozen in time. But let me go ahead and finish this up what he's about to say. This is
pretty good.
going to be a. Oh, you're back?
I am back.
All right,
Um,
finish up your thought.
I I was thinking about it, like I was saying, I was thinking about it a couple days ago, and it obviously has to culminate in a mask versus mask match.
Yes.
I don't want Chad Gable to get stuck with the gimmick, but I also don't want Ludwig Kaiser to get stuck with the gimmick. Um, so I don't really know how I want that to go. I think Chad Gable deserves a title shot and actually getting a title that he can run with for a while. And I know he was getting a little bit of a push before he jacked up his shoulder, but he was also having more success under the El Grande Americano. They were booking him better under that gimmick than they were under Chad Gable. Um, they also weren't doing all the extra insanity with, Pete Dune and Tyler Bates as the other two guys either. So I kind of see that Chad Gable would probably lose that match due to interference from those two. But I kind of want to see Ludwig Kaiser get out of the mask too, so he can go back to doing what he does. Because he went from being in the IC picture to he's basically in a comedy routine now.
Yeah, well, actually, both these guys in a common routine.
Well,
But I
yeah,
kind of, yeah. So I kind of, to me, I feel that Chad Gable being El Grande Americano, it will help him more than Ludwig Kaiser's. I think Ludwig
Oh, it would
Kaiser,
definitely help him.
yes,
And the Chad Gable with an edge was actually like it was working.
yes. I think if Ludwig Kaiser loses the mask, and we just all speculate here because we would love to see that match. If Ludwig Kaiser loses the match and loses the mask, it will benefit him 100% based on when Chad Gable got hurt up to now. He has done a hell of a job. And I think him going back to Ludwig Kaiser without the mask, I think it would help him because I think he would finally get that push that he deserved. I mean, look, Ludwig Kaiser should have been Intercontinental Champion at least twice because he should have beat Braun Breaker and he should have beaten Sami Zayn on two separate occasions.
Hmm.
He should have been Intercontinental Champion. Now, why they didn't pull the trigger, I don't know, and why they left him in limbo, I don't know, and why we put a mask on him, I don't know, because he really didn't need one. He could have stayed with Gunther, or you could have had him maybe start his own little faction, or even
I
better.
really want to know what made them pick Ludwig Kaiser after Chad Gable got hurt.
That's a good
That's
question.
out of all the things like that happened last year. I don't know if Unreal talked about it because again, I've watched like 2 episodes of it. I can't stand it. But not that they would give a real answer anyway, but I would be very curious to know what the thought process was in picking Ludwig to be El Grande Americano. And if I had
Yeah,
to guess, it was probably Michael Hayes sitting back, smoking a joint, saying, "Hey, you know, it'd be funny. Let's take somebody that's really, really tall opposite of Chad Gable and make him El Grande Americano." And they're probably like, "Hey, that's a great idea. Let's do it." The only thing they could have done at that point is make him black. Hey, our truth, guess what? We got nothing for you. You're El Grande Americano now.
we're gonna put some black paint on him.
Like that's the only thing. That's if I had to guess, that's probably how it went down. Michael Hayes was just smoking a joint backstage and said, "Hey, just pick somebody really tall, opposite of Chad Gable."
Him and Bruce Pritchard side by side.
Bruce Pritchard, I can't stand that guy. Goes all the way back to him being Brother Love. I think
I
Brother
was
Love
about
is
to
one of the
say,
most
man, come
irritating
on,
character of all time.
man. It's brother love.
Oh,
I love you.
oh man, worst character of all time. And the fact that he was the Undertaker's manager for a hot minute too was also ridiculous.
A dead man and a manager who just love people. I don't know
And then
how
they
that
got Percy
went, how
Pringle.
that worked, but hey, WWE made it happen. Or they used Brother Love to introduce Paul.
Yeah, they went from Brother Love to Paul Heyman to Percy Pringle with Paul Bearer,
Yeah, yeah.
who was perfect by the way. I guess it helped that he was actually a mortician. So
Oh yeah, yeah. Like I said, the introduction, that handoff is everything. Um, it's just kind of funny there. I would love to see and this is another match. And I kind of think you spoke into fruition when you said EO would be a little shamer man because she's in it. That she in the qualifier next week, Rhea. And I had seen on Twitter and on Facebook, anywhere people talk about wrestling, the exact same thing you said and I said. They gotta find a way somehow to get that EO and Rhea united in the Elimination Chamber so that Rhea can challenge EO because that's going to save the women's part of WrestleMania.
yeah, and I know me and you were talking yesterday or the day before, whatever, about Bianca Belair.
Yeah, she's out.
We know she's out. I don't know. Again, neither one of us have any inside information as to why it's taken this long for her to have finger surgery.
It
But
actually, I have pulled up an article. Because I got it up because I was checking this out.
it's not doing her any good because again, Bianca was popular, but she's not Rhea Ripley popular. She's not Tiffany Stratton popular. And you're going to be out of TV for over a year at this point. You've got to find a way to get back, just get on TV as like just coming out to help out. Jade, if you want to go that route and come back as a heel, she's got to get on TV.
This is what I can tell you right now. She had her surgery yesterday. Today at 7 a.m., she started her rehab on her finger. Now she posted a picture of her finger. It's huge. That knuckle she thought, the knuckle she broke is huge. But when she said that she also broke everything else in that finger, and it just didn't heal right. So that's why, it took so long. Now she's having a surgery. At that time, she didn't think she needed surgery, but now she got it done. Um, what else she said? Uh, in this report, it says it was recently reported that Baylor was expected to be back in time for WrestleMania 42. Given that she just got surgery, it's unknown if that would make an impact her timeline. Um,
I mean, which finger was it again?
it's the one by the middle finger. I think it's her left
What,
hand,
the ring finger or index finger?
this finger right here.
Your video hasn't been on for me for like a half hour.
Really?
I've been looking at a black screen. Yeah.
Wow. What's wrong
So
with your video?
I don't know. My internet's acting weird.
Yeah, mine was
You
kind
have
of
fiber
like,
internet. You're not supposed to have these issues.
yeah.
Although this is the
So
first
let's
time
go with the
we've really
ring
had any
finger.
issues.
Let's go with the ring
Okay.
finger. The knuckle
Okay.
of the ring finger. She has showed it, and it's double the size
Yeah, it's
from
not
the
good.
last when she heard it. Now, but when she had took a picture of it, it's even bigger. So
I mean,
everything in there is broken.
she's got to find a way to get on TV. Like WWE's got to be like, hey, it's a finger. You're not going to die. Do a couple weeks of rehab, but we got to get you back on TV for your own good.
Well,
Because the
they
last thing you
holding out
want is to
that.
bring her back thinking you're going to get this great big fanfare and she comes out and gets booed like Charlotte Flair did when she won the Royal Rumble.
Well, there is a possibility that she can show up for WrestleMania in some
Well, that's what I'm saying. She
capacity.
doesn't have to wrestle, but you have to get her on TV so that people don't completely forget about her. Because, like I told you when we were texting back and forth, the women's division isn't hurting. The only thing hurting the women's division right now is the booking of the women's division and booking all this tag team nonsense instead of actually using your stars to be stars.
Yeah, that is true.
Like
That's
there's
100%
plenty of
true.
women that are top tier. Again, when you have a retard like Michael Hayes saying that Chelsea Green isn't a main event performer, like I don't know how you still work in WWE at this point, especially in talent on the talent side, and you can't
because he
evaluate Chelsea Green to be a superstar.
because he has some dirt on people and higher
Oh,
ups. That's
100%.
why
He's been around forever.
he knows where the
Him and
bodies
why
at
does Bruce Pritchard keep getting rehired to the WWE? Because he knows
because
where
he
all the
knows where the
bodies are
bodies
buried.
are laid. Yeah, well, here's the thing. Like we hope that she return at some point at WrestleMania doing something. She won't get physical nobody. But is the women division hurting? No, but having Bianca on there adds a different element because you're adding, in my personal opinion, you're adding your biggest superstar back, and that's keep it 100. I mean, it's her and Rhea. They're your two biggest women superstars. That's no offense to Charlotte or anybody else, but if you look at it from their perspective, not from my perspective, from their perspective, that's their two biggest women superstars.
I don't know. That pairing of her and Jade did a lot of harm to Bianca. It didn't help Jade at all, and it did a lot of harm to Bianca.
I don't think he did.
It
I don't
did.
think they. I don't
It
think it's
definitely
going to
did.
negatively affected Bianca. I don't think it positively affected Bianca because her star stayed the same and didn't put no diminish on it.
Well, you don't really know if it stayed the same because she's been hurt for so long. You don't remember the last thing she did.
Yeah, the last thing she did was she refereed the
Hmm.
Jay and Naomi match
Yeah.
at Evolve, and prior to that, she's not to a threat match with Io Sky and Rhea Ripley.
Yep.
Now, I gotta ask you something. because it goes on the long lines of injuries. Since Braun Breaker's out, and he's gonna be out for 12 weeks, I kind of notice that the WWE is pushing this storyline with the Masked Man division, and we all know Seth Rollins. I don't know. Would you continue this storyline, or are we just putting a back burner? Because to me, it makes no sense since Braun Breaker is out.
Well, I mean, the masked man always attacking the rest of the vision was still a thing. It's not like he was only showing up to attack Braun Breaker.
I know,
Um,
but the reason I say that is because, like I said, we already seen Seth and Bronson Reed. Nobody wants to see that again. They
well,
added.
you don't have to do Seth and Bronson Reed. It could be Seth versus Logan Paul. It could be Seth versus Austin Theory. Depending on who the masked man turns out to be, it could turn into a tag team match. There's a lot of things they could do. The masked man aspect of it could just fade away completely. If they go and try and say that the masked guy was Seth Rollins the entire time, that's just dull, and it's going to go over like a lead balloon.
I think
So
they.
that
It's just that I think they're heading that route with it.
it would be too predictable, and I mean that's par for the course for WWE. But it also would just be like one of those things. Like you sold us this whole story just to have it be Seth Rollins. Cool. Like
He's making his return. Okay, so
yeah, cool. Like you already can't sell tickets. Give us another reason not to buy tickets.
man, this ticket thing is huge, man. I never think it's gonna be this big of a story.
It's when you're that bad at your job and you still have a job. Like when people are chanting at the end of Raws and SmackDowns, "We want Vince," and you're having to bleep it out. Like you have failed. Like they're actively wanting a sexual predator to come back. Which again, they're not talking about him as a person. They're talking about him as how he was running the company from a wrestling standpoint. I would much rather have Vince McMahon back, and I was very critical of Vince McMahon and how he was booking the last couple of years.
I
But
do not want to see Vince back in the
he's
WWE.
not going to come back. If he does, he's going to own a totally different company. Um, but was it better under him than it was Triple H? Yeah. I mean, even the guys that were Triple H guys, the Johnny Garganos and people like that, look at what they're doing. Nothing.
Laying on production box, staring at the NXT sign.
Yeah. Doing a whole lot of nothing. Karrion Cross, what'd you do with him? Nothing. Johnny Gargano, nothing.
Hey, did you see his
Tommaso,
latest video, by the way?
who? Karrion Cross?
Yes.
No, the
Did you
last thing
see
I
like
saw was he won the what was it, MLW title?
yes, and he presented the title to his mother.
Yeah. Oh, so that was yeah, I did see that. I
Yeah.
thought you were talking about something different.
That was to me probably the best moment I've seen in a long time from a wrestling standpoint. That guy deserved to be the champion. And it's the fact that he ain't had a title in WWE kind of, makes you scratch your
Well,
wonder what the
again,
hell they were thinking.
he looked more dominant in NXT than Braun Breaker ever did. And you put him in WWE, you put this stupid mask on his face and killed all of his momentum, and you never did anything with him. And then when you finally gave him something, you're like, hey, we need to save money, so we're just going to strip your entire faction down and fire all of them and just leave you out here to dangle. Like the Arthurs of Pain, those were two big dudes. You paired them with the former manager of the Road Warriors. That is a recipe for easy success. How they didn't push them, and then you paired them up with Karrion Cross on top of it. How did you not push these guys?
To me, that
But
whole
again,
faction didn't even make sense.
you just say it's Triple H. Like,
Yeah. To me, that whole faction didn't even make sense. I mean, I just kind of think all those guys didn't fit in with Karrion Cross. I mean, Paul Ellery, Scarlett.
they didn't fit in necessarily, but they still could have made it work if they wanted it to.
Yeah. They couldn't have made it work. I just kind of felt the Authors of Pain and Paul Ellery didn't fit Karrion Cross and Scarlett.
I mean, if they would have done what Karrion Cross had suggested, Karrion Cross would have been running the Judgment Day because that was his idea. He's talked about it multiple times. And basically, to compensate, that's when they gave him this whole Final Testament thing. And again, like you said, authors of pain, they they dressed like they were going to war. Like they were wearing like the bulletproof vest looking things and stuff. Like they didn't fit the shtick of it. But if
Yeah,
they wanted it to work, they could have made it work.
yeah, they could have changed their attire. And hey, look, instead of going to
Yeah,
war, you guys gonna look like how
they
Karen
could
Cross
have
is
made
supposed
it
to look.
work with those two if they wanted to. And again, you have them doing nothing, and then Karrion Cross has to follow Sami Zayn around.
Yeah,
You're not going to make a career if
following
you're
Sami
paired up with
Zayn.
Sami Zayn.
Now, now the early part of the Judgment Day kind of it did fit Karrion Cross. The early part
Hmm.
of Judgment
Yeah,
Day,
the early part, the
but
part that he
not
designed, and
this.
then they spun it off into it's a biker club. Like,
You sure it's a biker club? It looked like what's that other club when you were a kid? It looked like a clubhouse.
no, it's definitely supposed to be a biker club, but again, like none of them even are ever shown riding bikes of any kind.
Yeah, but how many
But
bikers you know that play PlayStation 5?
I, I know one. I can say that I know one,
I know
and it's not
none.
me.
I know none.
I know one.
And we're gonna finish off with this one. I'm quite sure you've seen it on Instagram. I just seen it today. So if y'all don't know, my brother right here is a big fan of Tech Nine, and I'm quite sure that he's seen the video and the song with The Rock.
Well, that song's a couple of years old. I have not seen anything today. I have not been on my
It
phone
was
like
on
I did
Instagram. You
today.
said a couple years old. It's my first time seeing it,
Yeah, no, that song is
and
definitely a couple
actually my
years
first
old.
time seeing the video. Actually,
Oh, really?
yeah,
Yeah, that's from what, 2021? 2022?
yeah. I thought it was neat. I thought it was nice. It was cool.
Yeah, that was The Rock's foray into rapping his one verse.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised he hasn't used it when he was in the WWE. Uh, it was. I gotta look. I'm not hating on him. I really liked it.
It's
I
a good
think Tech
song.
Nine did a good
If you take
job.
The Rock's part of the song out, it's a much better song.
Oh, well, yeah, but still, though, I mean,
I
I
mean,
liked
Tech
it.
Nine kills it. Joey Cool kills it.
Look, The Rock
Um,
did a good job. I mean, he did. I'm not. You can't sit here and say he didn't. He did. He did a good job for he's not a rapper, but he
no,
did a
no.
good job with his verse. I'm happy with it. And look, I enjoyed the music. I enjoyed the song. So hopefully, when The Rock comes back again, maybe he'll play for the WWE universe. Maybe he might come out to it. I'd rather come out to that than Travis Scott.
The Travis Scott thing still irritates me. Who was it that was picking him up at the All Star game like he was a small child? Who was that? Was that Kevin Durant? No, it wasn't
No,
Durant.
hell no, 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 no,
Because
no.
Durant's like a beanpole. Yeah, somebody like picked him up over like the front row of the chairs. I saw.
You sure it
Who
wasn't
was it?
Shaq? That's something like he'll do.
No, it wasn't Shaq. It's a current player. And I can't remember who it was now. But yeah, like picked him up and just drug him over the top like folding chairs like he was a kid. Oh man, who
Let's
was it?
see.
It wasn't Wemby. Wemby's another beanpole. I mean, Travis Scott's also a small little man to begin with, but who the
Let's
hell was it
see. See who picked up Travis Scott.
at the All Star game?
Let's see. James Harden.
Yeah, James Harden. That's who it was. It was James Harden.
Wow. I
Yeah,
was
just
right.
picked him
James
up like
Harden.
he was a little kid.
So he got sunned by James Harden.
Yeah.
I, I'm laughing because I know thought James Harden do something like that. That's something that Shaq would do.
No, it was definitely James Harden. As soon as you said it, I was like, that's 100% who it was. Yeah, it was definitely James Harden.
Wow.
Who, by the way, the Cleveland Cavaliers basically have an all star team of their own now. Um, if you look at their lineup, it's a little ridiculous.
Hey, they got the best odds supposed to win the championship.
I I'm not faulting them for it. I'm just saying it's a little ridiculous they were able to pull all that off. But
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's today's show. Everybody, please like, subscribe, and comment on our show today. Hey, you guys been doing so good so far on a YouTube short. Continue to do that. There when we want to post it up tomorrow or late tonight. Depends on the software and the internet because they're not going to look crazy over here. So make sure you like, subscribe, and continue to support us. I want to thank the star of the show, Jessica Jordan. I was say Jessica Jane. No, Jessica Jordan.
Yeah, she's sleeping.
That's why I
She's
got
sleeping
number
now.
love for her. Number love for
But she'll be back. We'll wait until she can actually formulate some words and just not cry at this point. But she made her appearance, like I said she would.
or
So
swing at the camera.
yeah, we could do a little of that too. Right now, she's still in that just I just lay here and cry thing. So she's not really exciting.
Ah, that's all right. I love her anyway. Thank her for coming on. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching. This is DS Walk. That's Double J. And we'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Later.